Hello, this is Nick again, and thanks for tuning in for another video. It's the importance of understanding the holographic universe. I've heard about the holographic universe before, but this week I listened to an incredible audiobook by Gregg Braden called The Divine Matrix, and I recommend everybody get it. I really do. It's profound. Greg's a beautiful scientist who spent a lot of time with indigenous people all over the world, studying ancient traditions, doing a lot of meditation and keeping his work open. And he's a very open-minded scientist, and he's just beautiful. Really has helped me, this book. But one of the key points in his audiobook was the understanding the nature of the holographic universe. The basis of a hologram is whatever the something is that's projected. If you break down any part of that something, it will have the whole image of that something. And what Gregg Braden's saying is we live in a holographic universe, and it's mimicked from the macro to the micro. The human body is a perfect example of this. Some of the things from his book. The average body contains 50 to 100 trillion cells. Each of these cells contains 23 pairs of chromosomes that contains someone's DNA, their life code. When we do the math, the average person has between 2,300 trillion to 4,600 trillion copies of DNA in their body. And Gregg says if we were to try and change each one of them individually, it would take too long. So how it works is, because of the holographic principle, when one change is made in one strand of DNA, it is reflected throughout the whole body almost immediately. On a bigger scale, what Gregg is saying is a little change in our lives is mirrored everywhere in the world around us. We each have the power to change the hologram of our world. He goes on to give some information on transcendental meditation. He says in 1972, 24 cities in the US with populations over 10,000 people experienced meaningful changes in their communities, when as few as 1% of those people participated in the studies. That's only 100 people. Those involved used meditation techniques to put them into a state of inner peace, which were mirrored in the world around them. When these case studies were taking place, visits to the emergency room lowered significantly, car accidents, violence, so on, all lowered dramatically when people were practicing getting in the condition that they were feeling inner peace. This went on, and he said in the US in the early 1980s, they did another case study, another project. During the Israeli and Lebanese war, practitioners of transcendental meditation were positioned within the war-torn areas. And during these windows of time when they were at peace, crimes against people declined, terrorist activities completely stopped, emergency room declined, road traffic accidents dropped. But here's the interesting part. When the people stopped practicing, everything went back on the rise. He also says that we communicate with, he calls it the divine matrix, and the way he explains it, I see what he's saying as being Tao. Right? I studied Tao a lot with Master Sha, and also through the Tao Te Ching and the work of Chuang Tzu and many others. And so I think what he's talking about with the divine matrix is the Tao. And he says the Tao communicates to us through feeling. So whatever we are truly feeling and believing is what we are creating in the present, in our world. And in fact, that is getting mimicked throughout the entire universe. So when we are, for example, trying to do something, trying anything, we are embodying the fact that we are not achieving it, therefore pushing it away. Okay? And he says it's very important, and again, there's been many case studies where people have got into the condition when they've been sick with no hope. They've got in the condition that they're healed already. They get in the condition and they do a meditation where they visualize that the doctor told them it's a miracle, you've been healed, and they believe that. And they've healed themselves by doing this. This also inspired me because it ties into what Master Sha teaches every day. Master Sha's message is love at the end of the day. Da'ai. In Chinese, Da'ai means the greatest love. If we embody love right now, we are sending it to the whole universe. Even in the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu says the ancient masters only focus on what's in front of them. They give themselves fully to whoever needs it in front of them. He also says in the Tao Te Ching, you don't have to take one step to scan the universe. You can do it from right where you are. And Greg Braden actually talks about teachings from Jesus and a few other masters where they actually talk about this principle in their parables. But what I love about it is one thing where I feel, and this is my personal opinion, I've never heard Master Sha say anything about religions. He supports every religion. So this is my personal thing. This is not Master Sha. But where I feel some religions have possibly gone wrong is because they always see who they worship as being something they'll never achieve. You know, many Catholics, I got brought up as a Catholic, and Catholics believe that it's not worth me practicing what Jesus did because I'm not Jesus. Jesus is just too good and I'm not worthy of being Jesus. I'm not taking anything away from Jesus. He's one of my spiritual fathers, big influence in my life, and I love him. He's an incredible master. But by always putting him somewhere you'll never be, you'll never embody his qualities. Many Buddhist practitioners believe that enlightenment is only for the Buddha. And I think with this principle, the holographic principle, if we embody the qualities of the Buddha, embody the qualities of my master, my teacher, Master Sha, of Jesus, Mohammed, then that's when we make change. I heard a beautiful teaching from Eckhart Tolle as well in The Power of Now. And he said throughout history, we have created a present hell for a future heaven. Okay? We create a lot of suffering right now because we feel we'll achieve a heaven in the future. But we only ever have now. The future will happen in the now. Anything that happened in the past happened in the now. We only have this time right now. And it made sense to me, the holographic universe, because he also says we don't have to send love to the Middle East right now. Because in the holographic principle, and which all the great masters for thousands of years have been telling us, you want to save the world, it starts by saving yourself. It starts by enlightening yourself, by meditating and purifying yourself is a selfless act. Okay? So instead of sending love to all these locations in the world, when we embody peace, when we embody love, forgiveness, compassion, which are all one, they all stem from love, we are sending that to the whole. And these case studies show it. Practitioners going in different parts of war zones and practicing peace within themselves. They're not sending peace anywhere. They are embodying peace and therefore creating peace. So on this same subject, why do we chant mantras? You know, when we chant Da I, for example, or when we chant love, peace, harmony, each line in love, peace, harmony carries its own message, okay? And each message is incredibly important. I love my heart and soul is its own message. So when you're singing that, as you're singing it, that is the frequency, vibration, and message you're bringing into that present moment, which is reflected throughout the whole. I love my heart and soul. Next line, I love all humanity. That's the message that's going out. Join hearts and souls together. That's a message you're sending out. Love, peace, harmony. Love, peace, harmony. They are the messages that the whole is feeling. So it's important we meditate. It's important we chant a mantra. It's important we practice being the change we want to see in the world. And don't disconnect yourself from the divine. The Tao is here right now. The Tao is the container and the creator for all life, and it's here to support us no matter what we do. We need to tap into it. There's so many different ways of talking about it. Like if you want to speak about law of attraction, frequency, resonance, what you give out is what you bring in. It's all the same thing as far as I'm concerned. The truth is, each one of us embodies a condition, a positive condition, and we will manifest that in our lives, in our health, and throughout the world. We will be forgiven because we are serving the whole. And at the opposite side, if we are giving negative service, then we are creating negativity for the whole, therefore us, because we're a part of the whole. So this is the karmic law. So I hope this has been beneficial. I hope it gives you something to think about, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.